Okay, we're gonna react now. Now that I've gotten myself together, we're gonna react. I think I'm together. I don't know. Like check my G-Toast video. It's somewhere. We're gonna react to the Jacksepticeye video right now. Round him out. Yeah, round you out. Who's Felix? Who's he talking to Felix? Oh, by the way, I'm not gonna be putting the stupid video here. So if you want to watch the video, I'll probably put it in the description, or you can find it. But this is basically these are the greatest games of all time, all caps, all times in caps. I'm Horrjblue, I know, but. Who's Felix? He's talking about a guy named Felix that he was talking to. Top 9. Why top 9? Why not top 10? Do you not want to be at number 1 on trending? Because this video is only at number 3 on trending. Just come on, man. Get to number 1. Come on. I'm horrible right now. So Bloodborne, Shadow of the Colossus, metalgearsolid 3. Final Fantasy 9. Yes. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Inside, Battleflood 3, Uncharted 2, Pokemon. Undertale, okay, that's the last one. Alright, so I missed that. Alright. Shout out to who? I don't know. That's cheating then. If you don't want to do the same developer, you're picking and choosing. You're picking and choosing different developers, because the same developer could make your favorite game of all time. Like picking and choosing different developers seems like you're giving some people a leg up. Okay, that just like triggered my ADHD. If I have ADHD, I don't know. Like it's like I'm like I don't know how it works, but stuff that's like just like just too much. Like I need slow down. I need you to slow down. I already have too much like going on. Slow. Hold on. Yes, very samey. Back then, video games back then were very samey. Videos are all very samey. Doesn't matter what time. Doesn't. There are some games that absolutely stand out. But most games are very samey. Most games are trying to have exactly the same design or whatever. Like I don't know. Like I haven't played this game, so I don't know. But this video game footage looks very World of Warcraft, like pretty much this whole fantasy genre. I don't see how this stands out yet. But that's his choice, like, because that's the games you played, you know, so that's kind of the random thing is like you wind up playing specific games at specific times. Like, I mean, if he could just get to the game that I really care about, which is Final Fantasy IX, that's the only thing that I really kind of want to hear him say, because it's the only one on this list I've actually played. I played the original Metal Gear Solid, not 3. Metal Gear Solid. So Dark Souls is in this, like, counts, right? He's putting Dark Souls on the list, like, technically, like, I mean, right? There's 10. This is a top 10 list, not top 9. It's a top 10 list, which is fine. It's a listicle. At the end of the day, it's still a listicle. It doesn't matter what the number is. Alright. So no. Oh, so you like Bloodborne more than Dark Souls. But she still likes Dark Souls, right? I mean, you can use it. Visceral. Say everything's visceral. It's all visceral. I'm interested. Okay, I haven't played Bloodborne. I don't have the patience, the attention to play video games, and also there's a lot of like pressure and stress of having to like kill things and not die. Like, that's the hardest. Like, part of it is like, okay, you know, like, I struggled with Mario, the original Mario, for a long time. You know. I think Super Mario 3 is easier because you can save, right? The original Super Mario, you couldn't save. And by the third one, you were able to save and start your game and come back. But I can't remember what sort of. So Dark Souls didn't hold up. Got it. Alright. This is a very long video. We're playing this in 1.75. You don't want the video to go on forever? The video is 46:40. 30 minutes is forever. Just so we're all clear. 30 minutes. Forever. That's forever, okay? Just kidding. I'm Horrjblue, I know. No. Like, your videos could be as long as you want. I watched the 4-hour Doctor Who JXE video. So, like, I'm Horrjblue right now. Okay. This is cool if you hit like video game history. This is kind of my problem. It's like I need Negi Jakey to explain video games to me, and his style. I don't like this is kind of the problem. It's like I don't hate Jax. We'll call him Jax. I don't hate him. I just don't particularly like his style, and I'm not into like a lot of video game channels because I'm not really into video games, which is fine. As a gamer, you can completely be into video games. You can be into all of this stuff. This is the struggle that I'm having right now. Is like I mean, if Negi Jakey explained to me about the history of Metal Gear Solid, then I would be like interested, because he has that specific visual style that I really like, and there's like the jokes. Though I love Jax's voice. It's absolutely the best voice. Like, this is one of the best You know, Nick and Jakey's voice is also great too. But like, I mean, I'm not comparing them. Do not get it twisted. I'm not comparing them. Like at the end of the day, like you like who you like, and that's fine. And you like what video games you like. If you check my GTOS though, there's only one that is like these are great. These are his favorites, but these are not the greatest of all time. These are his favorites. This is what the video should be called. But yes, finally, okay, finally we're at the yes. Slow it down. Hold on. Now we can maybe. Yes. So we're talking about Final Fantasy IX now. Let's go back a little bit. Yes. Final Fantasy IX. Oh my gosh. So I played Final Fantasy 4, I think, on the Super Nintendo, way back in the day. Mana. I'm not talking about rock en español, manana. Mana. I'm Horrjblue, I know. Whoa. Okay. All right. Studio Ghibli. This was great. So I didn't have a PS1 for Final Fantasy VII, but I did get one by the time before Final Fantasy IX came out. But I also had, so I bought it from my cousin, the PS1, and because he wanted to get the new PS1, or the PS2 at the time. So he's trying to sell me his original PlayStation, though I did wind up getting a PS1, which is, there's a difference between, there's the PlayStation and then there's the PS1, which was smaller or whatever, but like this, so I had, also he gave me the demo, I think for Final Fantasy VIII, which I kind of didn't like it, but I played Breath of Fire back on the Super NES, because a friend had it, and I just loved role-playing games ever since then, or I remember role-playing games. So then I finally wanted to be able to play a Final Fantasy game, but I was like, I don't want to go back to 7 and just start there. I'm going to do like the new one. So I got Final Fantasy 9, and that's one of the few games that I beat, and I was able to live through like an entire year just cranking at it. Spending hours trying to level up, get, yeah. I remember the chocobo farming, yes, this is all pretty cool stuff, yes, it does not get enough praise. I love the card game was crazy to like do. I don't remember the specifics about it, but you collected cards, and then you got to play this card game in the actual game. It's like playing Pokemon cards in a video game while you're getting to play Pokemon cards. You're getting to get on chocobos, run around, and find stuff. Yeah. We should both probably play Final Fantasy VII, because that's supposed to be like the best. Yeah. Woo. Yes. To you too, Jack. Jack. Go, Ulix. You need to do what you want to do. Like, that's the thing about YouTube. Like, yeah, reminisce. Regale your tales. Just sit down and enjoy yourself. Like, I hate a lot of YouTube because it doesn't enjoy themselves. Like, you can't enjoy yourself. You can't just sit back, build an audience and then just be able to talk, have a conversation with your audience and put out a video that's not as well produced. Like, you know, you have to, and it's not clearly clickbait or whatever. It's just like you should be able to, even if it doesn't do well, as long as you still figure out how to keep doing videos that will hit the algorithm well and hit your audience well. Occasionally it's cool to just like create a video or even take a break from YouTube, or just create a bunch of simple videos so that you can take that break. So even if the channel doesn't do well, yeah, whatever. So what is he talking about now? I lost it. Yes. Show don't tell, yes. Colossus. Well, so what he's talking about is like, it's better when stories are ambiguous, because then you can add whatever you want to it, and then but at the same time you have those questions that you get to answer, that you get to figure out, or like essentially, well, is it this way, or is it this way, or is it this way? Like, what if it's this way? Then it's like all these theories, and there's a theoretical work that's happening there. So it's this critical thinking that you're involved in, causing you to fill in the gaps or fill in that ambiguity, which that's what makes it good. It's not necessarily show don't tell. It's because you can show and not be ambiguous. You can tell and also be ambiguous and be confused. Like there's definitely lots of bad movies, for example, that tell all the time, but then it's so you can analyze it and see so much ambiguity in it, so much confusion in it, so much like lacking in character motivation and stuff like that, or trying to figure out the character motivations, like the questions of, well, why is this character doing this thing, or why is this happening, like, you know. But I think you can always find ambiguity in every piece of art, because it's difficult. It's very difficult. Language is very difficult to be completely clear and transparent with. Language is always slippery. It's always slippery, like slippery Jimmy, slippin' Jimmy, what is this? I'm horrible, I know. What is he talking about? Okay, so he's talking about the game. This was one of the things that I didn't understand for a while, like for a minute, maybe not that long, but like just people, like this is sort of a weird expansion of watching people play video games has become like became the new entertainment. And then eventually he kind of got it, because it's like you feel like you're in the room with a friend watching them play the video game, so you're experiencing it together. At the same time, you're experiencing with somebody that is good at playing video games, either that or they've got a good personality. So while they're playing the video game, it's sort of like being at a party without actually having to go out, actually having to bring chips or soda or whatever to the party, you know what I mean? And then you've got somebody that there's this parasocial relationship that happens, and so you connect with them, and then you like their personality. They make jokes, or they're fun, or they just have a specific type of personality that you connect with, and they're playing games that you like, and then they also maybe teach you how to play the game, so you're experiencing, oh, that's how I do it. So it's like, it's the new version of a walkthrough in many ways, but it's also it's like an entertainment walkthrough. But then there's also the aspect of vicariously living through some other person. Like, you know, there's you know, I remember, like, you know, when I first kind of started working, there was like a coworker who was married, and then there was another coworker who was like this little player, and whatnot. And so like this married guy would try to vicariously live through this other guy, like, you know, tell me, hey, how did it, what happened, you know, what happened to the party, how does, you know, and sort of those experiences happen. So like, you know, that's kind of what's happening, is like people are trying to live through other people. So unboxings are fun because you get to see like somebody else enjoying something that you cannot afford, you will probably never put your hands on. They get to experience, you kind of just, you get to do it too. It's the same thing with, you know, what half of the internet is composed of, which is naughty material. It's like you get to experience naughty stuff living through other people. So same thing with movies though too. Like you get to experience like the Lord of the Rings. You get to experience what a fantasy world is like. So you're living through like either Frodo or Aragorn or any of those, you know. So I'm not really reacting to this anymore. Anything that he kind of says, maybe, because Final Fantasy IX was the only thing that I have any major connection with. But so now we're talking. He's talking about, is it Battlefield or what? Gotta. That's it. Well, he grew up, so he learned about PC gaming. PC, you know, it makes sense because PC gaming always felt daunting to me. Like, oh, I have to. How am I going to get it myself on a good PC that I can play like a bunch of video games on? But we finally got the first iMac, which had 7 gigabytes on it, and I got this like I got this sample game called MDK, which was Murder Death Kill, which was a little shooter game with this guy in like this weird helmet. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll find a picture or something. No, I'm not gonna find a picture. I'm not editing. This is all unedited and raw. We're having straight, you know, straight, crisp, fresh, eat fresh, Subway, Way Sub, not endorsed. This is not an ad. I have to say, or you have to say it is an ad when it is an ad. You don't have to say it's not an ad or whatever. But don't eat Subway. It's disgusting. See Gus Johnson's video. I don't know. It's fine if you eat it. That's your choice. Yeah. So Uncharted 2. So I've heard a lot about Uncharted games. Again, these are not all the best games of all time. These are the games that have a special place in his heart, this is fine. But you got to do that clickbait. Did you hear that? Did that come up on the? Excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm Horrjblue, I know. I could go faster. I could go a little faster. Yeah. I hear that like it changed. I wonder, like, okay, so that's the thing. So like I kind of disagreed. Does a specific thing that does really well really change the industry, or does the industry like, it affects the industry inevitably because it does very well and people love it. But the industry, for the most part, just keeps going with what they already had planned, and then they try to think of, oh, should we do that? No, it's just a one-off kind of thing. Some of the ways. So I'd like to actually see, how did, like, the Uncharted games change things? How has, like, how do things, like, get changed or whatever? Because there's always these, like, moments where there's this big tentpole game, this big financial success or whatever. This changed the game. And I don't think it really does. I think that the industry will be like, okay, well, how can we adapt this back into all of this? Like, how can we take this thing that's clearly is standing out, put it back into this? Like, how can we, because this, we have to keep this, we can't throw this out, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the way I feel. Even with Hollywood, it's like, oh, it's like, how can you make a Deadpool without making a Deadpool? How can you make a PG-13 Deadpool? Like, that's the primary example. It's like there were people pushing for more rated R movies, but there's still hasn't been, like, Marvel's not pushing for their own rated R movie, as far as I know, like, right? So it's like Deadpool hasn't really changed the game, despite being one of the most successful rated R movies of all time. But, like, that's the thing. So that's kind of the thing that I have an issue with when I hear people say this changed the game, this changed the industry. It's like, it affected the industry, obviously. Like, the industry is not gonna, like, excuse me. Whew. I'm Horrjblue, I know. That's a cool story. So that's a pretty cool story about his fake girlfriend, getting him Pokemon. That's cool. Like, okay, if you've seen the video, then you know what I'm talking about. That's cool. No, I never had a Game Boy, so I never got to experience that. Like, just wasn't in the cards for me. Just left playing regular cards. So the platforms that we had, number one, we had the original Sega. We never got the Genesis. We had the original Sega, and we had the original Double Dragon, and I think a racing game. Sorry, excuse me. Not edited, of course. I'm Horrjblue, I know. I think we had like 3 or 4 games on this original Sega. Now, me and my sister, one of my sisters, we would fight over trying to play. And I think I blame her for breaking it, but I could have broken it too. But the Sega broke. Then eventually our grandparents sent us a bunch, like $20 each, and we were able to pull that together, and then my parents paid for the rest for a Super Nintendo. So we got the Super Nintendo in like 1990 or 91, something like that. And no, we had the Nintendo too before that. We had the original Nintendo, but we only had one game, which was the Super Mario Duck game. Like, so at least it was like 2 games. Then a few years later, we got the Super, and we got 2 games. We got the Super Mario World, and then the Super Mario All Stars. That's what it was. And like this crazy. Yeah. I've heard a lot about Undertale, but anyways, we're not talking that much about that. This is just to make sure that I'm still reacting technically to this. Love you, Jax. Keep up the good work. But anyways, we're talking about. So we had those two games. Then we got Donkey Kong Country. I want to say it right at some point. Then my cousin let me borrow Mega Man X, and I never gave it back. So that's about it. Like that's just, and then I think I got another game. I can't remember exactly, but that's about it, right? There's like 4 minutes left, but I gotta go. So I'm Horrjblue, I know. I will talk to you guys later. Subscribe to Jacksepticeye, then me, or unsubscribe to him and then subscribe to me. Then that's what we do. All right, bye. Later.